Hey there YouTube, California Prepper. Well, we are back with yet another episode of the Back to Budget project. And guys, I am so excited to bring you this episode. Again, we are talking about multi-tools, and yet again, it is brought to you by Kershaw. Last time we talked about more of a multi-tool in my opinion, which was the Kershaw Select Fire. Today we are talking about the Kershaw Shuffle. Now, guys, I've been wanting to review this knife for a long time. I got mine, probably say maybe 3 weeks ago, and I've been carrying it ever since I got it, and I have to say, I really do love this knife. It isn't very big at all. It's a great secondary knife, public knife. You know, when you're out in public, you don't want to whip out your Resilience or your Manix 2XL, your extra large Espada, whatever you happen to be carrying. So, you know, this little smaller sized knife is more acceptable in public for the sheeple, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and get my notes in order, and we will be right back to review the Kershaw Shuffle. Alright guys, we are back. Like I said, I am truly excited to bring you guys this review. For anybody that is on the fence, you know, about buying this knife, I hope I can be that last little push to get you guys to go ahead and pull the trigger on this thing. Because once you guys get your hands on this knife and start using it and see just how useful it is, and you know, for being such a small knife, it really has a lot of use. And you know, I know large knives can do the same thing small knives can do. You know, not the same thing. You guys know what I'm talking about here. I don't want to get into all that right now, and digress from what I'm trying to talk about. But it's a very capable knife for the size, is what I'm trying to say. You know, I've used this knife so much. I've never had an issue with it in the last 3 weeks. I know that's not a super long time, you know, to test out a knife. And, you know, for sure, if I have any issues with it, you guys know that I'd be the first to tell you guys about it. But so far, these knives have been, you know, pretty promising. Now, there are a few things that I would change and that I'd like to see done different, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But overall, I am very impressed with this knife, very impressed with the price point. Like I said, there are a few things that they could have done a little bit differently, but overall, I'm happy with it. It's, you know, a very aesthetically pleasing knife. It's not ugly by any means. The white handles is pretty nice. You know, there's something for everybody. They have the white handle with bead blast. They have the pink handle with bead blast. They have black handle with the bead blast. They have the black on black for the tactical guys out there. You know, I'm pretty sure if these knives, which they seem pretty popular already, I'm sure they might come out with some more colors here in the near future. Don't quote me on that, but I'd love to see, you know, a hunter orange or olive drab handles. That'd be really cool. Maybe some, you know, dark blue ones for, you know, cops, things like that. But overall, this is a great knife for a great price. So let's go ahead and jump into the specs, tell you guys a little bit more about these knives. Now, if there is one thing I could steer you away from, is buying these knives from Walmart, Walmart.com, anything like that. Because if you buy them from Walmart or Walmart.com, you guys are going to end up with a 3CR13 MOV blade instead of an 8CR13 MOV blade. So try and get them from somewhere, you know, Blade HQ, Knife Center, Amazon, yeah, but you're still kind of, you know, you really don't know where they're coming from. So try and get them from, like I said, a reputable dealer, a knife shop, something like that, so you know you're getting the higher end version of the shuffle, if there is one. Which there really is, because I'd rather have 8CR13 MOV over 3CR13 MOV any day. So the rest of the knife, I'm other than that, it's pretty much the same. This here is my wife's. As you can see, it doesn't have as much use as mine. Hers is a bit smoother, but like I said, I use mine quite a bit. You guys know, I carry 2-3 blades a day, every day, and this guy has been the workhorse. As you can see, there's some marks, on the blade, but hey, it is what it is. Can't keep them pretty if they're a tool, right? Very ergonomic. Very ergonomic. I love that choil on the blade. Really digging that. Um, we have a drop point with a hollow ground. So it is a fairly good slicer. You have a really big belly so you can actually, slice a little bit before it starts to hang up. But with the blades being so short, you still got to cut. They still are shallower cuts, you know what I mean? You're definitely not going to slice through anything like with the resilience or something like that, that long straight blade. But you do have quite a bit of belly on this 2 3/8 inch blade. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure exactly how long it was. I know you do have a 2-inch cutting edge, so you have at least 2 inches of cutting edge, and that seems to be plenty. That sounded horrible. That's what she said, right? Sorry guys, I had to do it. I know somebody's saying that right now. Let's see. As for the handle, we have a white glass-filled nylon. Like I said, there's the pink, there's the black. I'm sure they're going to come out with more. One of the bad things about the white, though, as you can see, it is sort of turning tan, and I wipe this thing down at least once or twice a day. But it is, catching finger grease. Anything you touch, you're going to pick something up on your hands and it comes off on your knife. So the white has sort of turned tan, so I am thinking about getting one of the black handled ones. So if I could steer you away from another thing, yeah, the white does look really cool. And if you're not ever going to carry it and you have super clean hands and carry hand sanitizer around, well, I do that too. I'm constantly using it, but I'm not that horrible. I'm not a white glove guy. So with that being said, this has gotten a little bit dirty, but it cleans up nice still, nonetheless. The K texture doesn't really give it too much texture. It's not like a G10, but then again, it's not, completely... it's not a crown, it's not that smooth. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to check out the K texture for yourself and come up with your own idea for that. I don't know. Myself, I really don't care for it. Yeah, it's K's. That's cool. Maybe in the 90s that would have been, something to talk about. But I don't know. It's just not that big of a deal to me. Kershaw made this big deal about the new K texture, and it's just really not that big of a deal to me. But hey, it is what it is. Handle length is 3¼ inches, and you have a liner lock with stainless steel liners. So you do have a little bit of weight there. I'm not sure if they are drilled out. I don't think they are. So, like I said, it is going to add a little bit of weight, but not a lot. The total weight on this knife is 2.8 ounces, so you're under 3 ounces, and it's just so fun to play with. It is not assisted. It is manual, and unfortunately, it is not the smoothest knife out there. I know the price point, I'm not going to have, brass phosphorus washes in there or anything, but that's the reason I have the crown out here, as well as the half-ton. Both these knives are, within the same price point as the shuffle and the half-ton and the crown. The crown is one of the smoothest knives. I have no idea how they did that so well. This thing is so freaking smooth. So I know you can get a knife in this price point and have it be smooth. Have a smooth action. So I don't know why these shuffles are so horrible, but I have oiled these things, I've loosened them, I've played with them, and you never really get a super smooth action. You get a manageable action, nothing to write home about. You can hear it. Hear that? So it sort of rubs, you know, it's not the smoothest knife out there, but, you know, 16.95. You got a backspacer with a bottle opener. Woo! You have a lanyard hole with a flathead screwdriver. So it's a multi-tool now. Really, in my opinion, Kershaw, you could take this away. I don't drink. I know you guys out there that drink. Most of us can open a beer bottle with a knife, a lighter, you know, just so we're good. You know, this, in my opinion, you really don't need there. I have noticed when I do carry this knife and it sits in my pocket and I try and pull it out, this catches all the time. I'm always getting this knife caught in my pants. I think if you guys do want to keep this feature, flip it around and have the bottle opener facing this way. I don't think that's really going to be a big difference in hand, but it's definitely going to make a difference when you're pulling out of your pocket, because this thing catches just about every time I try and pull it out. So that is my one big bitch about this knife. I really hate the fact that it catches, and I was hoping, as you can see there's these two little torque spits here. I'm about to run out of time. I was hoping I could be able to take that out, but you can't. As you can see, it looks like it is removable, as there's those torques, the torque set there, and I was looking at it, and upon further inspection I found out that this is one solid piece, so you wouldn't be able to remove just the backspacer. You'd have to take out the entire backspacer and bottle opener, and I really don't know what that's going to do to the knife. I might try it and let you guys know how it works out, but me not being a knife guy, you know, I don't want to take it apart and mess something up. I lose stuff so easily. So I went ahead, and when the camera shut off, I grabbed the wife's knife and I grabbed a pair of shorts to show you guys just exactly what my problem is with this backspacer. So here on my shorts, as I'm right-handed, it is in my right pocket, and when you go to pull it out, as you can see, well, obviously it's not going to be so awkward, but as you can see, it just barely grabs this lip right here. So you go to pull it out and it just sticks almost every time. And it's sort of like a reverse wave feature, but it holds your knife in your pocket instead of pulling it out. So that's my biggest problem with this knife. If it was flipped around when you tried pulling it out, it would, let's see, how could I do this? Wow, Callie P, you are horrible. You know, if it was just opposite, and this was facing down that way, or you could flip the pocket clip around maybe, you'd be able to pull it out and it wouldn't catch. That's what I was talking about the backspacer catching my pocket. So let's go ahead and move the shorts, get the knives back. So other than that, these are great little knives. I really dig them. Like I said, they're not the smoothest thing out there, but you know, it is what it is. It's very ergonomic. I do really dig the deep carry pocket clip. Like I said, I would gladly say goodbye to the bottle opener and the lanyard Phillips head. Even though I guess that the Phillips head lanyard, you know, Phillips head, flathead, man, Callie P, you need to go to sleep. We just had the time change, guys. I just set my clocks back an hour, so, and went from 2 o'clock to 1 o'clock, and we're shooting this video, so cut me just a tad bit of slack, alright? Let's see, what else are we going to do here? We're going to talk about size comparison. Size comparison for these knives, like I said, they are very small. Here is a Victorinox Cadet right next to it, and you can see they're almost the same size close. The Cadet does have a slightly longer blade, but nowhere near the belly of the Kershaw Shuffle, nor the Ergonomics. I love both these knives, but the ergos on this knife are just awesome. The dual thumb studs, really kind of useless unless you're a lefty. You know, you can't spider flick this knife. No, I take that back. You can, but you got to put some effort into it. And You really got to keep it oiled because, like I said, it's not smooth at all. But other than that, there's some great knives. Like I said, they're not heavy. They're rather small, very concealable, and just all around usable. I mean, very usable knife. So big shout out to Kershaw. They did a great job, in my opinion, on these knives. Other than those few issues, flip this around and, maybe do something better with this K texture because that is just not liking the K texture. And other than that, dude, this is a great knife. Throw some phosphorus bronze washers in there, and hey, you got a winner. So that's the review of the Kershaw Shuffle. I hope you guys like it. If you guys are, like I said, on the fence on getting one of these, pull the trigger. You're going to love it. I guarantee you. It's a great knife. You'll use it all the time. You'll end up buying a couple extras for stocking stuffers for your father-in-law, your kids, your uncle. It's that great of a knife.